Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Enus Paragon S, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. We are back for more Bottom Dollar Bounties season of Will It Off-Road, and it's an all Enus special going up the mountain. I'm pretty sure everybody is in a pretty recent Enus, except for Sven, who's in old school. You can see him there in the top right in Raven's View. And of course up in the top left, as always, Commander Hobo. Because that's where Commander Hobo lives, is in the top left-hand corner of my field of view. I don't know, it's just the way it works. So, yeah, we're back with a fun one. Both vehicles that were featured today are two cars from Bottom Dollar Bounties that I enjoy a lot to just drive around, like the looks of them. Like the way they handle. They're good cars. So I thought, hey, this will be an incredible Will It Off-Road. And of course, this one all-wheel drive and it has a bit more power than its predecessor of the regular Paragon. So expecting good things. You know, there's a lot of debate out whether the Paragon S or the Paragon R is the better looking vehicle. I don't know. Matter of personal preference. I think they are both fine. Just fine and dandy looking vehicles. Speaking of dandies, wow, that's a transition. Come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server, where you'll find a lot of people who play a lot of different games on a lot of different platforms. Plus, we talk about IRL stuff, and we have a memes channel and even a place where you can post a picture of your pet snails. The real ones. Like, people have snails for pets, right? I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe it's not. There's no telling. But yeah, come hang out with us. And if you do hang out with us there, and you own the game on the platform that we're playing for a community video, like Will It Off-Road, or many of our other games, and for community streams as well, you can join us. We'd love to have you. We've got around 300 people. Nice chill group, and you should be there. And of course, if you are there, you can take part, but even if you're not, you can still feel like you took part if you watch the behind-the-scenes version of the video, ad-free, slightly less edited, so you can see shenanigans and outtakes, and you can find out how supporters get access in the description down below. I really overshot that jump there by quite a bit. I think it actually wound up costing like 5 seconds on this car, which is sad, because those 5 seconds would have really moved it way up in the standings. But we're up 2 minutes, 29 seconds. So Will It Off-Road? Got a little honk there at the end. I like how when it ended, the right front wheel wasn't on the ground, so it kept spinning. But yeah, it'll off-road quite well. That 229.46 makes it 22nd out of 435 vehicles. If we could have saved even just 3 or 4 seconds by not jumping up and over that, we would have been like in the low or the high teens. Like a 224.01 is the outlaw at 13th. So yeah, kind of sad that I overshot that jump. However, the Paragon S comes in 0.22 slower than the Sultan RS Classic, and 0.82 faster than the DR1 in sports, where we've tested 83 vehicles as of this video. It's 5th, so way up there. Same split to the Sultan RS Classic, and it is 1.58 seconds slower than the Vector. And in terms of Bottom Dollar Bounties, it is 3rd out of the 7 that we've tested as of this car. We'll have tested 8 of them by the end of the video. It is 2.7 seconds slower than the Yosemite 1500. So let that sink in for a minute. Old classic pickup truck, modern luxury Grand Tourer. Granted, pickup truck probably more suited for mountain, but it's also 1.17 seconds faster than the Pipistrello. So not bad performance for the Paragon. Unfortunately, not fast enough that it'll be featured at the end of the season. If you're new to Will It Off-Road or new to my channel, oh dear, I've gone. At the end of each Will It Off-Road season, we take the 2 fastest and the 2 slowest from a season, and we race them up and down the mountain. And you may be thinking, well, isn't that what you're doing here is racing? No, because everybody does their best to let me be in first and tries not to hit me, and I can't have help, and it's a whole thing. And I just keep overshooting on this car. But when it's the race, it's, you know, that rule goes away, and now we're all just competing to get up the mountain. And I have battered this thing. And the reason is, while this is a great car and fun to drive, it is very powerful, and it is all-wheel drive. And those front wheels give me a lot of just the littlest tap from Hobo, but there we go, it's something right. Those front wheels give you a lot of understeer. And it launches a lot faster than you would expect it to. And because of that, you wind up kind of not on the trajectory you thought you were going to be. Hobo sacrificed himself to move the truck so Raven could fly. Look at that. Beautiful. And instant nearly landed on Raven. So we're back to the top of Mount Chiliad, where we fling the car off the side of the mountain to see what type of damage it takes. Granted, it's already pretty banged up. I mean, there goes some fenders, but yeah, it was already looking worse for wear there, and now we're gonna get caught in the melee, which is always, let's be honest, this is always the more fun position to be in. When you're out ahead, you know, sure, you get a nice clean run and you get down the mountain, but it's just not as much fun as being back here and just wrestling with everybody and crashing on everybody and flipping end over end with everybody in just a big pile of British engineering. Well, I guess it's technically German now. Who owns Bentley? I can't remember who owns Bentley. It's VW. VW is Bentley, and BMW is Rolls, right? I think so. I don't know. They're all Enus in this game. Look, my spoiler came off. However, it's also still there. Wait, what? So the spoiler I added on is still there, but the active arrow spoiler is busted. So I wonder if I'm getting grip or not. It's hard to say. Hey, donkey, get out of the tunnel. And, oh, hey, rude. Rude. He shot at me. You guys all saw it in his Paragon Armored. I think that's what it should be called. Instead of the Paragon R Armored, it should just be called the Paragon Armored. Be a pirate car. Look at that. Mostly up and over the woodpile. I'm going to count it. And we are down 1 minute, 32 seconds. So let's take a look at the damage on the Paragon S. This donkey shoots some people. Oh, we're waiting on some people to do a jump. A hobo had to do a really nice jump. There we go. Most windows are gone. The headlights, but not the daytime running headlights, or lights are gone. The bumpers, the hood, the fenders, the left door, the right door won't close. The bent wheels, it has bent wheels, and slight body damage. And there are our support vehicles from the front, all very well banged up. And from the back, everybody doing a very loud burnout, and even an up and atomizer. Cool. And that brings us to our next vehicle. God, that was really loud. The Bollokan Envisage. I don't know, it's a Hyundai. Which, hey, I'm a little partial to. I kind of drive a Hyundai in real life. You know, I like my Hyundai. However, it's not a hydrogen sports car. I drive a boring crossover. I like it. It's a comfortable place to be, and now that it's the middle of summer, it has ventilated seats, so my, you know, balls don't get all sweaty. I know you didn't want to hear that, but you've heard it, and now you'll never unhear it. But that's what ventilated seats are for, so your balls don't get all sweaty. Right? I'm pretty sure that's what they're for. I have no idea. What I do know is that you can go play Will It Offroad Bingo. There's a link down in the description. You click on that, generate a new card, and then tap or click on things that happen in the video if they're on your card. And if you get bingo, you will be our 6th winner ever. And you'll win fantastic prizes, including bragging rights that you're one of only 6 out of 224 videos. Yeah, that's it. That's really all you get. Ooh, nice. Got the hiker emitter. But I do like this car. It's interesting, though. One of the characteristics that make me really like this car also means it doesn't perform quite as well on the mountain as others. This car is a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, basically. And so it doesn't have that initial surge of power like a lot of electric vehicles do. Instead, it kind of builds as the hydrogen, what is it, an inverter? I don't know. I don't know a lot about hydrogen cars. Actually, I know nothing about hydrogen cars other than they have hydrogen and that makes an electrical reaction that drives an electrical motor, and water is the only emissions. I know that about them, but I don't actually know how it all works. Anyway, this car, when you're really on the power, it doesn't like have all of its power right on launch. Instead, it kind of builds, and then like as you feel like you're getting a little towards the end of its top end, it kind of really surges and goes. And that's great. Except you never really, because of the mountain and the twists and the turns and the hills and the jumps and the bumps, like this is about the only place I could even remotely hope to get to that top end, and even then it doesn't happen. So I don't ever get that last bit of oomph that this car actually has. So because of that, it doesn't turn in as fast of a time as you would think, given its normal performance. It was still a fairly pleasant drive. It was easy to drive up the mountain. There was no real big challenges. It was just kind of a nice afternoon drive that we took it up, and at the end ran over some hikers. We're up 2 minutes 38 seconds. So will it off-road? Yep, did really well. I hear a Kuruma. That just telltale Kuruma sound. I'm pretty sure Sven's in a Kuruma. Yeah. As always, facing the other way so he can just drive off the side. We have Hobo and Raven in their usual positions. Donkey, unfortunately, he was with us for the first part of the recording, but he needed to go fly an airplane. Legit. Like, he had to leave to go fly an airplane. And you're like, wow, Donkey's a pilot? He's on his way to becoming a pilot, and I'm very proud of him for pursuing one of his dreams. So, Envisage, 57 out of 435. It is 0.07 seconds slower than the Italy GTB Custom, a car I kind of forgot existed until I wrote it down on the thing, and 0.08 seconds faster than a Krieger, so really tight pack right there in the 50s. I mean, 0.2 of a second separating three cars. In terms of the 83 sports cars we've tested, it is 17th. It is 0.27 seconds slower than the Omnis GT, and 1.17 seconds faster than the Sentinel Classic wide body. And from Bottom Dollar Bounties, we've now tested 8 vehicles. I almost fell off the side of the mountain, got a little scared there. It is 7.23 seconds slower than the Pipistrello. It's in 5th, by the way, out of the 8. And it is basically 7 seconds, 6.98 seconds faster than the Bravado Dorado Cruiser. Next week is a good one. We have the Bravado Greenwood Cruiser and the Vapid Dominator FX Interceptor. Man, these names are getting so long for cars in GTA. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, lots of fun. 2 Wee-Woo cars next week. One of which is, I think, one of the more anticipated vehicles of the DLC. We're finally getting the Fox Body in GTA, so that's going to be a very cool thing. But we have to finish our run with a Hyundai first. I should remember to throw up a picture of my Hyundai if I actually hear this when I'm editing the video. Sometimes I watch the whole video while I'm editing it. Sometimes I don't, because, well, off-road videos are easy to edit, and I don't really have to watch the whole thing. Yeah, thank you. That was Hobo, who almost set me right, and in the end it kind of was a bit of too much of a nudge. It's okay. It happens. He didn't do it on purpose. I did kind of roll right in front of him as he was coming around the corner. But we're fine now, and we're doing the last little bit where maybe we can actually finally get this thing up. Nope, had to let off. And once again, the jump is blocked, so Hobo's just going to kind of do that. And Raven is going to have a wrestling match with Sven. Yeah, things are happening back there. I like to give people time to do a jump, but that, I don't know. I'll give him some points for effort. Anyways, we're going to go back up to the top of the mountain. And, ooh, a lovely sunset. That's a rarity. We've been recording a lot in just pure daylight lately. So, no, actually, last week we had something in the dark too, didn't we? Yeah, because I had to... Yeah, we did. So, once again, flinging vehicles off the side of the mountain. I don't know how good of an idea that is with a bunch of hydrogen in the back. But, you know, everybody always was like, oh, hydrogen cars is going to be the Hindenburg every day all over the highways if we had hydrogen cars. Nah, not really. The fuel cells are just as safe or safer than the gas tanks that are driving around on cars. Actually, probably safer because instead of being a gas tank, it's an actual proper fuel cell, which means it's reinforced, and fuel cells tend to be a little bit pressurized, and just generally more stable and less prone to going boom when impacted. So, yeah, hydrogen, it's safe. The problem with hydrogen is the same problem that electric cars faced for a while, is just no infrastructure, nowhere to refill. There's what, 2 hydrogen gas stations in all of the United States? It's more than that, but, it's difficult to get your hands on. So this thing's bumping all over the place. It hasn't really shed a whole lot of body parts, and there's not, like, a lot of visible damage on mine, but then you look at Raven's right there in front of me, and his is squished beyond all measure, so I'm not sure why mine looks fine. Oh yeah, by the way, Sven was trying to get up the mountain in a mule after a while. I forget why he went back down, and then managed to get it stuck and decided, hey, I'm going to get it unstuck with another mule, but I just drove around. I wasn't going to wait. I did not get over the wood pile, and now I'm not stuck. I'm just wedged a little bit. There we go. And then immediately right into a power pole. But we are finally down and out of there. 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Let's take a look at the damage on the Envisage. All of the windows are gone. Most of the lights are missing. The hood is gone. The doors won't close. It does have bent wheels, and I guess you can call it moderate body damage. Maybe slight is a better description, but not a lot. It's kind of sad for a brand new car that's going to be in GTA 6, but everybody else took more damage. There's our front shot and our back shot of our support vehicles. I want to thank you very much for watching Will It Off-Road today. I know there are tons of things that you can watch on YouTube on any given moment, and you chose my video, and I sincerely appreciate that. And we will see you next time, and until then, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.